Assalamu alaikum. Today I want to talk to you about getting ready for Ramadan. Now, we all know how it is. Ramadan comes around and we make these big plans. We have these big dreams and hopes. And a week into it, 2 weeks into it, our plans start to fall apart. And I know personally that the reason for me that they fall apart is because I didn't prepare. I didn't prepare myself spiritually. I didn't prepare physically. And I didn't prepare practically in my home. And that is what I want to talk to you about today. A way that you can practically prepare for Ramadan is by meal planning. Now, this video is part of a big collaboration that I'm doing with a whole bunch of amazing bloggers. We've got mummy bloggers, homeschool bloggers, we've got a certified nutritionist and personal trainer taking part. We've got a blogger who is experienced in organization. So if you are interested in learning more about meal planning, I would urge you to go over to their blogs, go over to their videos and watch them all. I will leave a link for everything in the description box below. So what is meal planning? Meal planning is exactly what it sounds like. It is planning out your meals for a set period of time. So here we're talking about Ramadan. Now, if you can't plan the meals for the whole Ramadan, that's okay. Maybe just plan for the last 10 days. But try ahead of time to think about what meals you're going to serve in Ramadan. So why should you meal plan for Ramadan? Firstly, it means you can buy food in advance. It means that you don't have to waste your time during Ramadan going around the supermarkets, wasting time when you should be at home doing other things or just resting from those long fasting days. I know personally I hate going to the supermarket when I'm fasting because either I buy loads of junk or it's just hard. It just makes life harder for you when you're hungry and thirsty to see all that food around. So less time in the supermarket. The second point, you can plan to include more nutritious food. So if you're fasting the whole day, you need to be eating foods in suhoor that are going to sustain you for that long fasting day. In the UK, it is a very long fast, and I'm sure it is in many places around the world. So you need to be eating foods in the morning that are going to sustain you for the whole day and they're going to give you energy and keep you hydrated for as long as possible. And likewise at night when you break your fast, you don't want to eat foods that are going to just zap all your energy out of you, send you straight to bed. You want to be able to go to the Tarawih prayer or stay up late and pray. So it's important to plan ahead and think about the nutrition that you're going to be giving to yourself and to your family. And the best way to do that is now, because when Ramadan comes around, you're not going to be wanting to look through cookbooks. You're not going to want to go on Google and waste your time looking for things like that. Do it now before Ramadan starts. Meal planning means less time in the kitchen. It just makes me happy to say that. But less time cooking, because if you're planning your meals ahead, you can prepare some ahead. Maybe even you can prepare some now and put them in the freezer. But less time in the kitchen, less time preparing food. Really good point is there will be less wastage. Now, we know that wasting food is a really bad thing to do. And it's especially bad if you're doing it in Ramadan. And unfortunately, a lot of us do fall into that trap because we've not planned properly. Things go to waste in the fridge, they go bad, or we make too much and leftovers go to waste. So if you're planning ahead, hopefully that will minimize how much food is wasted. And the last point is, if you meal plan, it will just free up your mind, inshallah. During Ramadan, you want to be thinking about things of a spiritual nature. You want to be thinking about your Quran or whatever it is you want to think about in Ramadan. The last thing you want to be dwelling on is food and worrying about, oh, what am I going to feed the family tonight? What am I going to feed here? Oh, I've got this and this left in the fridge. What am I going to make with that? It'll just free your mind so you can think about what you should be thinking about in Ramadan, which is not food. So in the spirit of Ramadan, I have made a Ramadan meal planner for you. It's a free downloadable. All you have to do is just go to my website, ourmuslimhomeschool.com, just sign up for it and you will get it. I'll send it to you in your email. And then you just print it off at home and you use it with your family. So I'm just going to show you now how to use it. So this is the meal planner. This is the front cover. And the planner consists of 3 parts. The first part is planning your meal ideas. So there's a sheet for suhoor, for the kids' lunches, and there's a sheet for iftar. And so what you need to do at this section is you need to think about what meals you want to cook. Now this is probably the most important step, and if you don't have time to do any of the other sections, I would really recommend that you do this one. This is the time before Ramadan where you want to be sitting down, looking through your cookbooks, looking through Pinterest, finding good recipes, and just putting them down here, or thinking about what you already cook and what would work well for you in Ramadan. In my home, I know that during Ramadan we don't always cook the same kinds of foods that we cook outside of Ramadan. We prefer to eat lighter foods, and we prefer to eat foods with a lot of sauce, but it might be different for your family, so you need to think about that. Also in this section, if you're going to be cooking for anybody else during Ramadan, a lot of people, it's a very nice thing to do. There's a lot of reward in cooking for others, and so during Ramadan you might want to cook for your neighbours or for your friends. This is the time to think about what you're going to be planning, what you're going to be cooking for them. And similarly, this is also the time now to be thinking about nutrition. If you want to get the most nutritious food and think about what's going to sustain you for the full fast and sustain you during the nights during Taraweeh prayer, now is the time to do your research, see what types of foods are best, and you can put these ideas here. So like I said, we've got one sheet for the suhoor, that's the pre-dawn meal. There's one for the kids' lunches, because even though we're fasting, they're not fasting, and we need to try and think of ideas for foods for them, things that are going to be easy to cook, easy to prepare, but still healthy. And then we've got the iftar sheet as well. Now, this is just like this, it's just one-sided, but I have included in the pack a plain lined sheet, because if this is not enough for you, then you've got lined note paper as well, and you can print that off as many times as you want. What I would recommend actually is that you do it double-sided, so you could do this side and then on the other side print this lined paper, if you like, if that's what you want to do. The next section, the second thing that you'll want to do is you'll want to then take your ideas, so take these meal idea charts and put it into the weekly plan. So what you need to do is print out 4 of these weekly plans, one for each week of Ramadan, and put in the meals that you want to do into the plan. If you want to, I've put space for suhoor, for lunch and for iftar, but you don't have to do that. If you just want to plan for iftar, if you just want to plan for the kids, whatever it is, use it however you like. There's plenty of space here. So you'll need to print out 4 of these, and there is a little section here for kids snacks as well. You are of course going to have to buy kids snacks, so if you can prepare that in advance, that would be great as well. And so once you've got your meal ideas sorted, you've thought about what you want to cook during Ramadan, you've decided when you're going to serve these meals, the next thing you need to do is plan the shopping. So I've got a shopping list as part of the planner as well. You can fill this out however you like. You can print off as many as you want. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to have one shopping list for the butchers, for our halal butchers, and one for the supermarket. And I'm probably going to do one shopping list a week and get that written in advance. You don't have to do all of that. If that sounds like too much work, fine, but at least make a shopping list for things that you can buy in advance before Ramadan starts. Things that will keep for the full 4 weeks, things like rice, pasta, lentils, tinned things, and you can get that down here and be prepared in advance for Ramadan. You don't have to use this meal planner to plan for Ramadan. Maybe you've already got a meal planner at home, maybe you've got a diary, a notebook, or something else that you can adapt and use to plan for Ramadan. Whatever it is, I just want to show you this so that you get an idea of what you're going to be planning and how you're going to go about it. So I hope you like the look of that Ramadan meal planner. I spent a lot of time working on that, and I sincerely hope that it helps you. It helps your family to make the most of Ramadan, because it is such a precious time, and I don't want you to waste it. I don't want you to waste that time. And I speak for myself, I don't want to be wasting time. So I'm going to be planning ahead. I'm going to be filling that out, and inshallah I'll be sharing it with you on my Instagram and on my Facebook accounts. If you do decide to sign up and get your meal planner, I hope you will share it with the rest of us on Instagram or Facebook. Similarly, you will automatically be signed up for our online homeschooling community, which means you will get access to a private forum on our website. And on there's going to be a discussion where you can share recipe ideas, or just let us know how you're getting on with your meal planning. Also, you can share ideas for healthy meals and healthy foods for iftar or suhoor. So I hope that you will join the discussion there too. So, don't forget, don't forget to check out all the other sisters and all the other people who are part of this collaboration. I will leave all their details in the description box below, as well as information on how to get your planner. So thank you so much for watching. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.